Okay, this is the Algebra 1 SOL 5 prep, okay, A and B. All right, I'm going to go through A, just like last time. I'm going to go through A, and then try doing B on your own, and then I'll go through the B answers a little faster than the A. Okay, translate into verbal expression. Okay, 5 multiplied, all right, now this is a cube root, okay. So 5 multiplied by the square root, I know that's no good. 5 multiplied by the square root, that's no good. 5 multiplied by the cube root of the product of 4 and x minus the square root of y. Okay? Alright, because that's a square root right here. That's a square, right? That's a cube. Right? That's how you know the difference. Alright, now, division. Now, what you can do here, alright, what you want to try to do here is you want to try to factor this. Okay, there's 2 ways to do it. You can factor this. Now, in order to get the factors, if you can find the zeros, you can get the factors. Okay? All right? So, what I would have there is I have menu. I would go to equal. Okay? I would go to polynomial. I would go to degree 2. I'm going to do 2, -6, -8. Okay? And I'm going to solve it. Okay? Now, if my solutions are 4 and -1, that means as factors, that top part would be x minus 4 and x plus 1. Okay? Now, the bottom would be x minus 4. Now, as you can see here, there's a 2 right there. Now, that's the GCF. If you notice, they all have a 2 in common, so you have to take out that 2 first. Now, what happens is that goes away, that goes away. My answer is 2 times x plus 1. Okay? If you want to, the other way you can do it is with this is with the boxes. Okay? All right? I know that first answer is 2x squared. Okay? All right? And I'm dividing by x minus 4. Okay? All right? So I know this has got to be, to make that work is 2x. 2x times that is -8x. Now, as you can see, I need to get to this, so I would have to add 2. Now, the way that works is x times 2 would give you there. That gives you -8, okay? And that ends up being your answer, which is just this multiplied together. Either way is fine. What are the factors, okay? So you should try to take out a GCF, all right? There's nothing I can take out there, either variable or number. So once again, I'm going to do this. The factor, I'm going to find the zeros, okay? So I'm going to stay in this equal section, all right, and I'm going to put in 6, 1, -15, all right, and solve. Now, that means one of them is x equals 3 over 2, okay? The other one, if I highlight that, is x equals -5/3, all right? So as factors, that would be x minus 3/2, because I changed the sign, and x plus 5/3. Now, I normally don't want to get that with these in the bottom, so I just move those up top. So what I have here is 2x minus 3 and 3x plus 5. Those are my factors. Okay. This problem is for over here.
May I have your attention, please? Coach Nimero, it is a shuttle. Coach Nimero, it is a shuttle.
Okay. Solve for the indicated variable. Now, anytime I have a fraction, I want to get that out of there. So I'm going to move that 2 up there. So I got 2a equals AH minus BH. Okay? Now, what I would do in this is a little challenging. They both have H's in them, so I'm going to take that out. Okay? So by taking out H like a GCF, all right? And then what I want to do to get everything away from H, I'm going to divide there. Okay? So what I've got is, that goes away, is H equals 2a over a minus b, and that's going to be answer C. All right. Plot 2 points that lie on the line, lie on that line. Okay. Now, what you can do here, a number of different things. One thing that I would do is, why don't you go ahead and plot the x and y intercept, just like we have before. So I got -6x equals -4x. Okay. So I would divide by -6. All right, so my x-intercept is going to be 1.5, so that's 1.5 comma 0. Okay, so 1.5 will be like right there. Okay, And to do the other one, I would do negative 3y equals negative 6 divided by negative 3. I got y is 2. Okay, so that's going to be 0, comma 2. 0 over 2 up. Okay, all right, and I can go ahead and draw my line there. Actually, you don't have to draw a line, you just have to plot the points. Okay, all right. And basically, if you wanted to figure out the slope, 0, 1.5 from turning the wheel, 2 and 0, that's negative 2 over 1.5, which 2 divided by negative 1.5, whoops, let me go back to the menu. 2 divided by negative 1.5 gives me negative 4/3. So if you need to plot actually, so it's negative 4/3. If you need to plot actually on, did I put that in right? Yeah, I did. If you need to plot on the integer points, you can go down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, and 3. That works as well. Down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, and 3.
Miss Hendon, please call 6500.
If you have to do that, if you have to plot exactly points, that's what you would do. Okay, going on to the next one. Number 6. Write the equation for the following slope-intercept form. All right, so the x-intercept being that would be that as a point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to menu, negative, I'm going to delete, negative 8, 4, and negative 2, 0. All right, I'm going to calculate, I'm going to do regression, I'm going to do x, okay? Now, as you can see here, I've got some decimals, okay? So A was negative 0.6 repeating, okay? All right, and then B was negative 1.3 repeating, okay? So if you need to come up with actual decimals, what you can do is negative 0.6 and just go all the way to the end of the line. Okay, hit enter. Okay, F to D, so that's negative 2/3. Okay, same thing with 1.3. Negative 1.333, all the way to the end. Hit execute. F to D is negative 4/3. Okay, so if you need to do that, go ahead and do that. Find the x-intercepts of the following quadratic. Okay, so what we want to do to figure that one out, okay, we're going to use something called the quadratic formula. Okay, b squared minus 4ac is going to help us. Okay, actually I'm sorry, let me write the whole thing out. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, now the idea here is this is, the number here is a, this is b, this is c. Okay, now what you can do there, all right, to figure out what this part is, all right, you can set alpha a, I'm sorry, set 1 arrow alpha a, set negative 7 for alpha b, set 4 for alpha c. Okay, and I type in b squared alpha b squared minus 4 alpha a alpha c. I'm sorry. Minus 4 alpha a alpha c. Okay, and I get 33 on the inside. Now, that right away takes out those two. Okay. Now, what this means here is opposite. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, if it was 7, I need negative 7, I need positive. So that's why that one's my answer. Okay? Find the x values of the solution. Now, what I want to do is I want to get this back over. So if it's positive there, all right, my original was this one. If I move that one over, it's going to be negative 4 minus 6y equals 2. All right? Now, where do I go in that? In that one, all right, I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to go to equa. Now, since there's 2 of them, it's simultaneous, F1. There's 2 unknowns, okay? I'm going to put these in here, 4, 2, 18, negative 4, negative 6, positive 2, okay? And then I'm going to solve. Now it says, what is the x value? Well, it basically tells us x is 7. There's my answer there. Find the domain in the set of ordered pairs. Domain is x, okay? So my domain here is -4, -2, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Very simple. All of the x values. Identify the zeros, okay? To find the zeros, I'm going to exit. I'm going to go to menu, equal. I'm going to go back to this. All right, I'm going to polynomial F2. It's a degree 2. I got 1, -8, 15. I'm solving. My two solutions are 5 and 3. Okay? Circle the points that will create a relation that is direct variation. Okay. Now, direct variation, I know always goes through 0, 0. Okay? Always goes through 0, 0. So I know that one is out. Okay? All right? Now, if you notice a little trick to do this, inverse variation, we multiply x and y. Direct variation, if you divide x and y, I'll show you a little trick here. Divide that, you get 4. Divide that, you get 3, 4, 4. That's like 28 divided by 6. Whoops. 28 divided by 6 is 4.6. And 32 divided by 7 is 4.5. Okay, so it says what 3 points will create that? It's going to be these. This one, this one, and this one. Okay. The picture throws the listed, find the standard deviation. Okay, we're really good at that. We go to menu, we go to stat. All right, we'll delete all this junk. Okay, I got 96, got 87, I got 90, I got 92. All right, then I got 105, 106, 99, 106. Okay, I'm going to calculate. I'm doing one variable statistic. Little O symbol, 7.08 is the standard deviation. Okay, moving on to the last three. The average score in a math test was 87 with the standard deviation of 1.3. The average score on the test in Rebecca's class was an 84 with a standard deviation of 1.7. If Bill's z-score was 1.9 and Rebecca got an 89 on her test, who did better and what was their score? Okay, so this is a little bit confusing, but we're going to stay with Bill, okay? All right, Bill's class, we're going to start with Bill, had a standard deviation of 1.3. He had a mean of 87. All right, now, it says that Bill's z-score was this, okay? All right, so I don't know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply there. All right, we go back to the menu section, or the run section. 1.3 times 1.9 gives me 2.47. I add that over to the other side. I get 89.47, okay? So that was 2.47, and then I added 87, so that's 89.47. Okay, Rebecca got an 88 on her test. Okay, so who did better and what was their score? Okay, well, Bill did better, and Bill's score was an 89.47. Okay, that is better than hers. Okay, all right. In each of the box and whisker plots represents 10 distinct data elements. Circle the letter that's true. Okay, if it represents 10, okay, here's what we need to do. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, that's good. All right, now if I do 5 divided by 2, that's like 2.5. That's no good. Okay, so that means for us on these, that's going to be a 1 here and a 1 there. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 divided by 2, which will be 2. So each of these is going to be 2, 2, 2, and 2. This is going to be a 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, and 2. Oops. That 2 should be a little bit over, okay? So they're both 10, so I lay it out the same, okay? There are more elements in the lower quartile of plot B than plot A, okay? All right, so plot B, the lower quartile is 2, okay? Here the lower quartile is 2. That's not true, okay? Since both plots have 10 data, the box plot of A and box plot of B contain the same number of elements. Okay? Yes, that's going to be true. Okay? They're going to be the exact same. Okay? The range in both are also going to be equal. Okay? The range of both are going to be equal because the minimums and the maximum are still the same. The inner quartile of A is greater than the inner quartile of B. Okay, well that's going to be 8. Okay, it'll be 8 to 19. So that inner quartile would be 11. Okay, 11 to 21 would be 10. Okay, so the inner quartile of A is greater. Okay, that is true. There are fewer elements in the upper quartile of B than the plot of A because the right whisker of A is shorter. Okay, the upper quartile is going to be 2. The upper quartile is 2, so that's not true. Okay, find the equation for the line of best fit. Okay, since it's a line, I know what it's going to be. Okay, I'm going to go to menu. Let me see here. Okay, all right, I'm going to go to menu, stat. I'm going to delete all these. 15.75, 2250. 475, 24, 38.25. Okay, that's going to be 4.25, 5.25, 7, 5.5, 7.5. Calculate, whoops, I don't want to calculate that one, hold on. Calculate regression x. So I got y equals 0.14 plus 2.1. Y equals 0.14x plus 2.0. Okay, and as you can see, even if I wanted to draw this to see what it looked like, all right, it's obviously going to be a straight line. Okay, and I think that's it. Okay, so before we go on to B, all right, look over A and hit pause, and then try to do B on your own. All right, going back to B. All right. The first thing you got to look at here is this is a square root. Square root, that's a cube root. Okay, so it says 7 multiplied by the cube root. Okay, that's not going to be the right answer. Okay, 7 multiplied by the square root, okay, of x plus the cube root of the product of 2 and y. That's good. All right, 7 multiplied by the square root plus the product of 2 and y cubed, okay? It's not y cubed, it's the cube root. So that one's out. And that's not a square root, so that's why this one is your answer, okay? All right, for number 2 here, all right, as you can see, all right, I want to see, can I take 3 out of all those? No. Can I take 2 out of them? No. So there's no GCF here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the zeros. And the zeros are going to lead to the factors, okay? So where I go to find zeros is I go into here, okay? I go to menu, okay? I go to equal, all right? I go to polynomial, it's degree 2, it's 3, 2, negative 21. All right, I solve that. That's going to be x equals 7/3, okay? And x equals negative 3, so x equals 7/3. X equals negative 3. As factors, that would be x minus 7/3, x plus 7/3. I would move that up. So up top would be 3x minus 7, and then x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. And what happens is these cancel out. I'm left with 3x minus 7 is the final answer. Okay, once again, if you want to do the boxes for that, what you would do is you would start with putting 3x squared there. All right, I would get x plus 3, so I would need to get 3x here to make that work. This makes it 9x. As you can see, I need to get to 2x, so I would subtract 7, okay? And that gives me negative 21. Same answer either way, okay? That might be faster, all depends, all right? To find the factors, I'm going to go back to the same thing, okay? So I'm going to be at 5, 3, negative 14. Okay, so the solutions here are x equals 7/5, which would be x minus 7 over 5 as a factor. Okay, I got x equals -2, which would be x plus 2 as a factor. Now, this one has that there, so it will be 5x minus 7, x plus 2. Okay? All right? This 1/3, I'm going to take this 3 and move it up there, so that's going to be 3a equals bc minus dc. Now, what I can do there, they both have c, and that's what I'm trying to solve for, so I can take that out. So that's b minus d. Okay? And I'm going to divide by b minus d to get that away. Okay, that goes away. So I got c equals 3a over b minus d, which is letter H. Okay, plot 2 points on the following line. So let's go ahead and I'm going to find my slope is probably going to be the best way to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and do the intercepts first. -4x or -5x equals that. All right. So that's going to be. Let's see if that comes out to be a nice decimal or not. -8 divided by -5 is going to be 1.6, okay? So that would be 1.6 comma 0, all right? This other one would be -8 equals -4y. Divide by -4, I got y equals 2. Okay, so that's 0, 2, okay? So that's a good point right there. 0, 2 is going to be a good point. All right, if I wanted to find another good point that's on a grid space, okay, that'd be -2 over 1.6. Okay, so -2 divided by 1.6. All right, as a fraction would be -5 over 4. So it would mean that if I went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, and 4, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, obviously your 1.6 is going to be here as well. All right, if they need you to put it on the grid spaces, you got to find the slope. Okay, number 6, write an equation, a y-intercept of 0, -5. So notice it's y-intercept. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into menu. Okay, I'm going to go into menu, I'm going to go to stat. All right, I'm going to delete all this stuff, delete. -4, 3. And 0, -5. Okay, calculate. Well, if I want to draw it, graph, okay, it's a line, obviously. Calculate x. All right, I got y equals -2x minus 5. Okay, find the x-intercepts. So what I want to do is my formula says this. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put A is 1, this is A, this is B, this is C. Now, I know this is opposite, so I have to have a 9. So I know these are out right off the bat, okay? Now what I want to do here is I want to go back to my menu, I want to go back to the run screen. I need to put these in, so I'm going to do 1 for A, alpha A. I'm going to do -9 for alpha B. I'm going to do 7 for alpha C. Now I'm going to type in alpha b squared minus 4, alpha a, alpha c. C. All right. I go ahead and hit that, and I get 53. So which one has a 53 underneath? Letter G. Okay. Moving right along, 8. Find the x. Now what I want to do is I want to move this back over. So I got 9x plus 3y equals 15. If that goes from 3x, it's going to change. So 3x to that's going to be -3x, -4y equals 16. Now this is one of those simultaneous equations, okay? So I'm going to go to menu, I'm going to go down to equal, okay? I'm doing simultaneous, I'm doing 2, that's 9, 3, 15, -3, -4, 16. Solve it. All right, I want the x value, so I want x equals 4. Okay, find the domain. The domain is going to be 8, -1, -7, 10, 0, -8, and 3. Okay? Whoops. Okay, so that's going to be that one. Find the zeros. All right, what I'm going to do there is I'm going to go back. All right, I'm going to go to equal. All right, so I'm going to the polynomial that's degree 2, 1, -7, -18. Okay, then I hit solve, so my answers are x equals 9 and x equals -2. Okay, to get the 3 points for direct variation, we're going to do y divided by x. Okay, you can do x divided by y, it doesn't really matter. That would be 3, 5, 5, 4, 7, 5, 2. Okay, so what 3 points? 1, 2, and 3 would create the direct variation. Picture throws find the standard deviation. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to go to stat. All right, I'm going to type these in. 81, 65, 75, 71. Let's move over so I can see it. 79, 69, 74, 78. All right, calculate. Okay, one variable statistics. I'm going to this one, which is 5.07. Okay. Moving on to question 13. The average score on Bryson's class was 82 with a standard deviation of 2.1. Casey's class was at 81 with a standard deviation of 1.5. If Byron's z-score on his was 1.7 and Casey got an 84 on our test, who did better? Okay, so what we want to look at is Byron. Okay, and because he's got his z-score is 1.7. All right, his mean is 82 with the standard deviation of 2.1. So I'm going to cross multiply there. Okay, so I got 2.1 times 1.7. Now, whoops. All right, 2.1 times 1.7. I get that. I want to add 82. So he got an 85.57. Now, Casey got an 84. Well, that's not going to be as good. Bryson got a score of 85.57. Okay. For each box of whisker, there's 10 distinct points. Okay. All right. So if it's 10, 10 divided by 2 is 5, so that's good on the first one. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, which is no good, which means on each of these I would have a 1. Okay, so I don't want to use that. I want to use 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So each little spot here has 2. Okay, so there are more elements in the third quartile of plot B than in the second quartile because the right hand, nope, they've got the same one. Since both have 10 points, they have the same number of elements. The ranges for both are equal. That's true, because if you look, the biggest and the biggest. Okay, there are more elements in the upper quartile of plot A than plot B because the right whisker, no, that's going to be the same number of distinct points. The quartile range of A is the same as the interquartile range of B. That is not true because A would be 8 and 19, so 19 minus 8 is 11. This other one would be 21 and 11, which is 10. They are not the same. Okay? Find the line of best fit for the following. Okay? So I'm going to go to menu. Okay? Since it's a line, it's a dead giveaway. You don't even need to graph it. Okay, I'm just going to delete all these. Okay? I got 10.5, 14.45. I've got 24.75. I've got 30. I've got 35.25. Okay, going up to here. Got 4.35. Got 6.10. Got 9.35. 11.25. And 12.70. If I calculate, I'm doing a regression. I'm doing x. Okay, I got y equals 0.33. X plus 1.05. Okay, and that's going to be it. Okay, so that's SOL Prep 5. Make sure you go through that and be prepared for the next one.